Okay, what's up guys? Today I wanted to share 5 ways that you can lose fat even faster. I now realize that it's a bit weird to make this topic video while I'm wet, but whatever, it's summer. Point number 1 that I wanted to talk to you guys about was intermittent fasting, because a lot of you guys have been asking about that and how I approach it. So intermittent fasting hasn't really been studied extensively for a very prolonged period of time, but studies have shown that apart from fat loss, there are other benefits like increased mental clarity and focus, better hormonal balance and testosterone production, that kind of stuff, better insulin sensitivity. You have a smaller window of time that you can eat at. So a lot of people usually do a 16-hour fast and then an 8-hour eating window, which is still pretty big. A lot of people go a lot smaller windows, and other people do it like me, do it more relaxed, and we don't really count the hours. We just eat when we feel like it. But what we do is that we skip breakfast. So by skipping breakfast, you're making that eating window a lot smaller. So that's what I personally do. Sometimes I'll not even do intermittent fasting. Sometimes I'll eat in the beginning of the day. It depends how my body feels. If I have a lower calorie day and do more cardio, or a very intense leg day, and the day after I feel hungrier than usual on the beginning of the day, I'll go ahead and have a smaller meal in the beginning of the day and then wait as long as possible for the next meal. So you don't have to delay your breakfast. If you're big into eating breakfast early in the morning, you can have that and then fast afterwards and wait as long as you can until the last meals. Obviously, to lose fat, you need to be on a caloric deficit. That is the most important thing. And doing intermittent fasting is a great way to make sure that you don't overdo on your calories and you feel full and satisfied with bigger meals. Number 2, eat high volumes of low-calorie foods and plant-based foods. I know most of you guys watching do eat meat and are not vegan, but the reason why I say plant-based foods is because they're typically lower in calories and give a lot of nutrition in return. So what helps me the most when I'm cutting down is focusing on loads and loads of vegetables. So supersizing vegetable servings. I take, for example, a whole broccoli head, a whole cauliflower head, 300 grams of mushrooms, 300 grams of asparagus, and just throw it all in there, and it still becomes under 400 calories, and it's an insane amount of volume that you can really feel full. So this is something that helps a lot of people who have the urge to eat a lot of food. My staples are pretty much, like I said, broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, portobello mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, any kind of mushrooms. Another really important thing is berries, because they are really low in carbs compared to other fruits, and low in calories, and they provide loads of antioxidants. And that can be either as smoothies, which are not as filling, or as just eating the berries whole or frozen. That's what I do normally. I just make berry cereals like you've seen a lot. I just put frozen berries into a bowl and throw some protein shake over it. I'll show you guys later today. And I also like to throw in high protein sources like tofu or seitan or other meat replacement products, and legumes and beans and that kind of stuff, just to increase the protein intake, as that is important if you want to lose fat and maintain muscle mass. Number 3 is going to be increase your daily activity. One way to do that is obviously going to the gym, lifting weights, which I recommend everyone doing, no matter if you're a guy or girl or a young or old person. You need to be lifting weights to increase your metabolism and the afterburn effect and that kind of stuff. Another way to do it is just increase your daily activity level. That does not include training. So instead of taking the elevator, just walking up the stairs, or instead of walking your dog once or for a very short walk, you go for an even longer walk. You can just... What I have been doing lately is taking 1-hour walks every single day, just to either listen to a podcast or just go for a walk with Catherine. And this doesn't have to be intense. This can be at a very steady pace. It's just to help you keep your metabolism elevated and just to burn some extra calories while you're doing it. And of course, walking by itself is just one of the healthiest forms of activity that a human should be doing. So definitely go for walks. And the last way that you can increase your daily activity, which is going to be very efficient for you if you're trying to lose fat, is doing more cardio. So apart from the walks, you can do interval training, where you only take 15 minutes out of your day and you do sprints, like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, or 1 minute on, 30 seconds off. It depends on your level of cardio. Or like me, go for 30 minutes to 45 minutes on an incline treadmill, a pretty good pace, so you're sweating and your pulse is elevated. Or just do a 30-minute jog, or whatever you guys want, indoors, outdoors, it doesn't matter. Number 4, recovery. So we all need to focus on recovery if you want to lose fat optimally. No matter how much you work out in the gym, it's not going to help unless you recover from the damage you made. One of the easiest ways to do so is just get enough sleep. So a lot of people recommend 8 hours of sleep. That's what I normally get. and some people do fine on 6 to 7 hours. If you feel kind of lethargic and sluggish during the day, it means that you need to rest a little bit more or increase your calories, one of the two. So apart from sleep, another key thing that you should be taking into consideration is stress. Stress is the enemy of any kind of progress, whether it's fat loss or building muscle, because stress just releases the hormone cortisol. So avoid everyday life stresses. So if you are a person that wakes up in the morning and you kind of just look in your iPad and look at the news and you get demotivated or you get stressed out because there's only bad news there, avoid that activity. Or if there is a person in school or work that you talk to that, you know, kind of stresses you out, is just a stressful person to be around, just stop hanging out with that person. Avoid any stressful situations that you can. You know, I understand that, you know, if you have a stressful job, it's not as easy to do so, but what you can do to combat that is just, you know, try to meditate a little bit, or just go for walks, take little breaks from your stressful work whenever you can, and try to balance it out. So have moments where you can just breathe and think clear thoughts, and then go back to the stressful situation, if of course you really have to for work. So number 5 is going to be enjoy the process. Dieting by itself can be a very unenjoyable process for a lot of people. If you go to the extremes, chances are that you're gonna hate it and never do it again. But the important thing is to try to make it a lifestyle. So even though you're in great shape and you want to get even, you know, more shredded and have more cuts, more six-pack abs, or whatever you want to do, okay, you can take it a little bit more extreme. As long as when you're done with the diet, you go back to eating whole foods. That is the most important thing, because you don't want to be eating junk food and indulgent foods all the time that are horrible for your body, and then just keep doing diets all the time. That's not, you know, sustainable. You can always have cheat meals and have indulgent foods once in a while. As long as you have a healthy relationship with junk food, it doesn't hurt anyone. You have to enjoy life sometimes. You have to be social. Play around with the food. Don't have really boring stuff like don't eat chicken and rice or just tofu and rice. Try different spice combinations and make food interesting, because that way it's never gonna get boring. And another important thing, guys, is just to realize that this is a very, very long process. It's not overnight. It doesn't take, you know, a couple weeks. This is a lifelong journey, and you need to look at it that way. You just have to realize that lifestyle changes and habits take time to develop and form. And you know, there is nothing you can do to change your body in just a few weeks. Just try looking at the bigger picture. So where are you gonna be in 2 years in terms of your health and body? What about in 5 years? And that way your everyday life just becomes a lot more manageable, because then you don't get that rushed feeling that you have to do something as extremely as possible to reach a goal very, very soon. It's step by step, day by day, and all those little steps added up in 5 years time is gonna make a life-changing transformation. So that's it, I'm done. I'm gonna tan with Catherine over there. Just got to gym, drinking some Viva Life Sustain here to get the BCAAs in as we're fasted. And yeah, this is gonna be a leg workout led by Catherine. So she's gonna kick my butt today. Basically what happened in the last 2 days, I've had a cold, so I haven't been able to work out properly. I haven't been able to track my calories and macros. I'm just focusing on eating enough so I get well as quickly as possible, and it worked. I just ate a bunch of fruits and leafy greens and a lot of cereal as well. So it's time to get back on track, catch up with a little bit of cardio today as well. Got about 15 days to reach our goals. We're gonna make it. Just finished the leg session. It was about 50 minutes. Now we're gonna do about 50 minutes to 1 hour on the treadmill, incline walk. 50 minutes done here. Catherine is finishing up. I'm exhausted. All right, guys, back in the kitchen. This is where all the progress is made. So this is gonna be a berry cereal with frozen mangoes, a little bit of frozen mixed berries, the Viva Life Perform Protein Salted Maca Caramel flavor, with 300 milliliters of almond milk. So I threw the berries in there, threw 30 grams of protein in the shaker with 300 grams of almond milk, and pour it over. Simple as that. The total for this meal is just 370 calories and 6 grams of fat, 26 grams of protein, and 44 grams of carbs. So it's a really, really good post-workout meal. You got your carbs and your protein, and Catherine has got her green juice. That does not look like it's very appetizing, but how does it taste?
It's pretty nice.
Really?
Try it?
It looks a bit too healthy for me.
Give it a go.
No, I'm kidding, it's really good. Alright guys, a couple hours have passed. There is so much stuff to do on the computer. I have so much work to catch up on. We do meal plans and workout plans. So if you want to get in shape in the healthiest way possible, link in the description box, jonvenus.com. So we're gonna be 1 week here in Spain before we have to head back to Norway. and just conclude this whole fat loss series and the wedding. Everything is gonna be done in 2 weeks. I just can't wait to conclude the fat loss series and just show you guys a final transformation. Of course, I could be a lot leaner, I could go a lot more extreme, but we're not trying to do a competition here. We're just trying to get beach ready. Spread the word, share the channel. I want to make this channel as big as possible. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you very soon. Peace out.